The first case study is of China's one-child policy. China's current population of 1.2 billion is 20% of the world's total population. The one-child policy is enforced by family planning workers and law. For instance, it's illegal to marry before the age of 20 for men and 22 for women.
Changzhou is one of the towns leading the way in an astounding change in the Chinese way of life. In 1980, their government announced, after careful study, the State Council deems it necessary to launch a crash program to control our population growth. For the next 30 years at least, all couples may only have one single child each. The Chinese have been very swift in implementing this policy throughout China. Mrs. Chiang Kang-mai tried to keep a pregnancy secret. She wanted a second child. She had it aborted 2 months ago. The woman behind her in blue, Mrs. Sai Yu-chin, is the family planning worker of Chiang Kang-mai's brigade. She had the job of persuading her to have the abortion. Chiang already had her one child, a son. The government's rush to this stringent policy is because of the coming crisis. China's population was just a few million at 200 BC. It steadied at 50 million at 400 AD. Then it began to grow after 1500, reaching 500 million in 1949, the time of the Communist Revolution. The nation was asked to limit their families to 2 in 1971. It was when the population reached 1 billion that Peking announced that each couple could only have one child. But even this stringent rule doesn't stop the growth. 2/3 of the Chinese are under 24, have yet to marry and have their single child. So by the year 2000, even at one child per family, it's an inevitable 1.2 billion. But if the policy fails and family size stays at just over 2 children, it's 1.4 billion. The extra equals the whole population of the USA. The plan is now to maintain the one-child policy for 100 years so that the population will halve. Zhao Zhujian is part of a large family, a way of life the new policy will radically alter. Zhao lives close to her mother. The whole family usually eat their evening meal together. That's her 5 brothers and sisters, together with their husbands and wives and their single children. Most Chinese are members of such a family. Parents depend on their children to look after them in their old age. And because girls always go and live with the husband's family, it's been essential to have sons. That's why when a girl is born, the couple are often pressurized by their parents to ignore the rules and try again for a son. What will China be like in 2 generations? None of the youngsters here will have brothers or sisters. The children of these children will have no first cousins, no siblings, just 2 aging parents. The plan is now